I want to start with the Portland Trailblazers. Your Portland Trailblazers last night, Swag. They beat the Philadelphia 76ers.
They did.
Yes, they did.
That was on. I watched a fair amount of it.
Okay.
Still doing some things. I was cooking and stuff while that was going on.
Okay.
So, and then I did not see much. I mean, it was in hand. Second and third quarters were as good as the Blazers have played, albeit no Tyrese Maxey, no Joel Embiid.
The two best players for Philly not playing.
But the Blazers took advantage of it. Jeremy Grant got cranked up. Brogdon to Ayton.
Yep.
Was a combination that the Sixers did not have an answer for.
It was nice to see him involved in lob passes. That largely has not been the thing since he's been here.
Yes.
That was a better dominating performance. So Sixers are pretty shorthanded last night. I thought you and I were texting about this because we talked very briefly at the end of the show about Embiid.
Yeah, and so then on NBA Today, Ramona Shelburne announced, nope, Embiid's out. He's got a knee thing. So apparently there's some swelling, some fluid buildup or something.
They're saying the report is that he came back too quickly from his tweak knee injury against the Pacers. And that's why he didn't play against Denver, even though I believe the injury report was very vague or misleading.
He wasn't on it initially.
That's what it was. And they're now being investigated. I thought it was hilarious, you and I talking at the end of the show, will he play, will he not play? And then it's announced that he's not, and you hit the nail right on the head. Because he has 5 games. If he misses 5 more games the rest of the season,
no postseason awards.
He's not eligible for MVP. That's a massive deal because he might be the favorite for the award this year.
My guess is there's a healthy bonus in his contract for it, too.
That's a very good guess.
Now, he is making, 40 or 50.
No, but the bonus still matters.
But, yeah.
And what did you text me?
They're on TNT tonight against the Warriors.
Oh, I wonder if that swollen knee is going to somehow magically heal it. He took 2 games off. Yeah. That actually makes a lot of sense. And we don't know. Maybe he does sit it out. Maybe this will keep going, and this injury's larger than we know. But I think for the most part, you hit the nail right on the head and described the NBA. You summed up the NBA perfectly with that text.
Yeah.
This is what the league is.
Big-time national TV games.
Yep.
That's what they're about.
And you cannot miss those windows. That was, by the way, an NBA TV game, and they couldn't flex out of it because Bill Walton was doing a simulcast where he was being Bill Walton during the game.
Fantastic.
Like a Manning cast, kind of, with Bill Walton. And so they couldn't flex out of that on NBA TV. You had Minnesota and OKC.
Yeah, fight for first place in the conference.
And that was a fantastic game.
Doc Rivers' coaching debut.
Against Denver, in Denver, Giannis and Dame against Jokic and company. League Pass games.
Yeah.
Because why would you want to air 2 teams squaring off for the 1 seed in the West or Giannis against Jokic? Why would you want to air those?
Exactly.
I hate this league.
Yeah. I think the NBA needs to revisit. I understand TNT wanting to lock. If they're going to have exclusive games where the league goes pretty much dark on the nights they have, whether it's Tuesday or Thursday, however they do it, those are pretty much, maybe sometimes there's one other game going on.
Sure.
But outside of that, they need to be more flexible with their, you have NBA TV. I would just a month at a time schedule stuff. Certainly the first month you have an idea and you think, okay, these should be quality matchups or whatever, but you never know who's going to go down with their knee falls apart or they blow an Achilles.
It's an interesting, I think it's a long-term interesting strategy to drive people more to the illegal streams than it is to give access to watch the games outside of League Pass. Yeah. I have League Pass. I'd assume most people don't that are listening or hanging out.
I don't because there's so much NBA normally available. TNT does.
Oh, I disagree with that.
2 or 3 games a week. ESPN does
2,
several games. Well, they're now doing.
Now they ramp up the Saturday stuff.
Well, but they're putting a game on ABC on Wednesday nights. I don't know if you caught that.
I did. We talked about it. Knicks Bulls was the first one.
Yeah.
That was their first choice, was Knicks Bulls. What a treat.
They need to quit tapping the big markets or the
No, they're on the same 6 teams is the problem.
Yeah.
There's only 6 teams that exist. I think the media has a problem with this too. They don't know how to cover the league. They cover the same players. They do trade stuff, and then it's the same teams. They don't
They should
cover
be covering
anything.
Minnesota and OKC, more Pacers.
Or Scoot Henderson's 20 fourth quarter points. Hello.
Garbage time.
Wow. You know, I don't know what it is with you and Dirt. I got into it with a listener yesterday about Chauncey Billups, and I'll have those conversations. I don't know what it is with you and Dirt. Every time I bring this team up, you guys are just needling and waiting so you can crap all over it. They won last night.
It was a nice night for the fans.
Although they didn't beat a very strong Sixers team.
But can we keep some the problem I have with, a fair amount of the Blazer faithful is the level of hyperbole they live in.
Okay, can you give me an example?
It was a nice night. It was nice for the fans to go and see them, and they were organized, but let's not claim that they've turned any corner. And Philadelphia sat their best 2 players, 2 all-star level players.
I would argue it actually wasn't great. It's great that fans get to see their team win. You paid for that ticket knowing that you were thinking you were going to see Joel Embiid play. Or Maxey at the minimum. Yeah. Who was the second best player on the Sixers yesterday? Was it Tobias? He had 9 points. Is it Pat Beverly? Was it Kelly Oubre, who may or may not have been hit by a car? That wasn't the real Sixers, you know?
Your boy Mo Bamba, though, got some minutes.
Mo Bamba, he played 19 minutes last night. Scoot had 20 points in the fourth quarter. I believe I saw from StatMuse no other rookie in this class has had 20 points in a fourth quarter yet.
It's nice to see him hit a 3.
That's kind of my take. It doesn't need to be this overarching, well, it's this and it's this and it's this. He saw the ball go through the hoop. That's all I care about.
I'm more and more with Dirt at this point. It's now you've got Brogdon back in the starting lineup.
We need to trade him already. What are we doing?
Why are we so concerned about trying to win games at this point?
Because, Swag, haven't you heard? It's about morale. These rookies can't lose games. It's bad for growth. They can't possibly be good basketball players if they lose by 20. But they won last night. Jeremy had 27.
Yep.
Brogdon was really good. I think had some nice dimes. You mentioned a couple of those to DA. DA, hey, 18 and 6, not bad.
I'm more like Jabari Walker's 12 rebounds.
Well, I've become quite a fan of Jabari. I think he's a dude.
I'm glad he's into the starting lineup.
I'm glad Tamani played more than 3 minutes.
Yes.
Looks like we were told something after that game. Yo, you got to play him more than 3 minutes. What are you doing here? But it was still a nice little one. I'm caught in the middle ground of hell here. Okay, let me walk people through.
Oh, they're in total purgatory.
No. If I mention the team, 2 people on the show I do tell me how stupid and irrelevant they are. Listeners tell me to not listen or not to watch. Stop giving this team your attention. I don't care. But then I do a podcast, and every little win, it's the biggest deal of all time. Scoot's amazing now. And then they go on a 4-game losing streak. Crickets.
Yeah.
So it's just like I'm caught in this weird hellscape.
Wednesday night will be interesting.
Okay, it will be.
And it is an ESPN game.
I'm glad they flexed into that. They graphics showed Dame in a Blazer jersey. It showed Giannis in a Buck jersey. It said Bucks Blazers, and then the graphics showed Dame in a Blazer uniform. And I just kept thinking, ESPN may have flubbed, but ESPN might also have been saying, you shouldn't have traded him.
Pretty much.
You should have tried to build around him.
Yep.
You had real chips. You said you weren't going to put him in the middle. You did it. But he'll be back Wednesday, and he'll get a killer tribute video.
Yep, there will be at least one.
I think there's only going to be one.
Okay.
I might be wrong on that.
They might drop highlights throughout, like all the.
Yeah, like random TV timeouts, a couple of them that they have scheduled. Yeah, that might happen. But they get a win last night. Scoot gets 20 in the fourth quarter, and they were trailing early, but they came back and dominated.
They're a little slow out of the gates. Then Jeremy Grant got it cranked up in the second quarter.
Should be taking calls on him, too. I'll add this final note, and then we'll pivot out. I want to give some credit because I don't know when this is going to end for him. and I've already texted this to him personally last year, Kevin Calabro is one of the all-time greats. This is not any knock on him whatsoever. Travis Demers has done an exceptional job, I think.
Yes.
Of filling in for Calabro while Calabro is away from the team. I've enjoyed his personal little anecdotes. He had a story about Ian Carmel and meditation last night that I quite enjoyed. And the honesty, how people say, yeah, I'm going to try that. And then they never do. And I just think his energy's been really good on the broadcast. It's been nice to have it. Again, I like Kevin Calabro. I'm not asking Kevin Calabro to go away, but I want to give credit to our good friend Travis Demers. He's done an exceptional job filling in for KC. I think him and Lamar actually have decent chemistry.
They have really good chemistry.
Even though they don't work together all that much.
Yep.
So kudos to our buddy Travis Demers, Scoot Henderson getting 20 in the fourth, and the Blazers beating a Maxey Embiid-less 76ers.